Hey yo, Farmer Dre back at it. Today I am in our high tunnel and I'm getting ready to pick tomatoes. I haven't picked tomatoes in 2 weeks out of here because I was in California and my siblings, they didn't want to come out here and do the hard work of picking tomatoes. So there's a lot of tomatoes. I picked 2 weeks ago, I picked about another 480 pounds and there was still a lot of them out here. And the ones that were out here are already rotten. So there's a lot of waste out here in the high tunnel, but it is what it is. And I'm gonna go through and try to pick as many all the good ones as I can. So that's the plan for today. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave it down below. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, because I'll come to you guys three days a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And you guys stay tuned for today's video. And another thing I want to mention is before I get started picking here, is these are determinate tomato plants. So they grow to a certain height, they flower, and then they put on all their fruit. And this is the second batch of fruit that I'm going to pick out of here. So you guys can see here, the plants are starting to die off here from the bottom. So probably for another 3 or 4 weeks we'll have tomatoes, and that's about it. Because as you can see here, there's some small green tomatoes here. But we've noticed that once school starts in September, going towards October, the market for tomatoes really dies out, and the market for like fall festival stuff, and there's a lot more fall festivals. We're actually going to be at Cider Days in Springfield, Missouri. That's a big fall festival we do here in Springfield. So once all these festivals come to town, a lot of the farmers markets, they're really slow down. So we have been selling, instead of selling 300 to 400 pounds of tomatoes in at one farmers market, we only sell 50 to 100 pounds. So the tomato market is not there anymore, so I don't think I'm going to go through and pick all of them, but just enough so we can have tomorrow at the farmers market. So there's a lot of controversy of what I do here, but I come through and pick in a 5-gallon bucket since we have so many. So I'm gonna come through and inspect these. Are still good right here. And people say that I destroy the quality of my tomatoes, but there's a lot of tomatoes in here that I don't have time to come through the box and pick them. So I just pick them full into a 5-gallon bucket and I dump them in the half-bushel boxes there. So about 10 minutes went by, and these are half-bushel boxes here, and these hold about 30 pounds of tomatoes. So that's what you guys see there. That is stink bug damage, but overall the tomatoes still nice, good quality. And you got some white core there, probably put in the canner's box. But overall, that's just cracking from the thing. The overall tomatoes don't look too bad, too shabby. Probably sell them a little cheaper tomorrow because they're not the best quality. But that's perfect tomato right there. I would sell that as number one. And the reason they're not as good of a quality as they usually are is because I haven't really maintained this high tunnel since about the middle of August. I haven't really done much to it to try to help the quality. The tomatoes, haven't irrigated them in about 3 weeks. So I mean, what we have now is just a bonus. And at the end, once I'm done and pulling all these plants, I'm gonna make a video to break down exactly how many pounds I pulled out of this one and how many pounds of tomatoes I pulled out of that one right there. But so far, I calculated just the other day, just out of curiosity, I think I'm close to about 20 to 25 pounds per plant in here out of this big tunnel. So these reduce in the high tunnel, they should be producing about 30 pounds per plant. So I'm getting really close. I know last year, it was my first year doing the high tunnel tomatoes, and I pulled about 11 pounds per plant. So this year I'm doing a lot better, and hopefully next year just keep doing what I've been doing and keep getting better and better. So I'm gonna continue picking here, and I'm just gonna pick about 200 to 300 pounds for tomorrow, and then go pick a few apples for the farmers market and do the other good stuff too. So you guys stay tuned. Alrighty, so this is today's pick, and I guess I already walked through all the rows here, and 3/4 of the tomatoes on the plants are rotten because I haven't picked them in such a long time. So the high tunnel they had, there's very few green ones left, but not many. So this tunnel might be done for this year. I'm probably gonna go check the other high tunnel there and to see what we can do. But this is 180 pounds of tomatoes, so we'll have plenty for tomorrow, just for one farmer's market, the one we do the tomatoes at. And like I mentioned, tomorrow and Sunday we're doing Cider Days, which is it's downtown here in Springfield, and we'll be there selling baked goods, and probably I'm gonna try to grab some footage as well. I'm there selling on Sunday. So the strawberries, I'm gonna go over there and talk a little about that and what I learned, because whenever the guy delivered the strawberries, I talked to him for about 2 hours about what to do and what not to do. So I'm gonna head out there right now and kind of talk about what we did and what we're doing out there. So real quick, I want to mention something about this other high tunnel we're putting in here. And we got super busy. We're doing the strawberries, so this thing's gonna probably be a project for the fall. And I've been working on a few things for the fall time to see what we can do over the winter in here. But this is the high tunnel we're putting up here, and it's not up yet. We started, it was the middle of August when we started, so we got all the posts done here, and we started working on the bows. But everything else is still in that pile right there next to the barn, and it's still there, but no time to put it up. So this is what happens exactly whenever you don't put the dirt high enough on the side there. It picks up like that. So I got this fancy tool here. I'm gonna pull this dirt away and then come back and pull it tight, and then put all this stuff back on top of there. So there's a few spots, that one right there and this one right here. That's it for now, but we gotta make sure it doesn't happen too often, because if we have strawberries in the ground here and this thing happens, we're kind of messed up. So exactly what I do, I pull the dirt from underneath there, because that dirt was on top but it wasn't thick enough. So just like that, and then I get the just like that. And just do the rest right here. Alrighty, so I just fixed up that little part there. It wasn't too much, just trying to stay on top of things. And we got a little shower, and I figured I wouldn't go inside because it wasn't gonna rain that much, but I had to go under my brother's barn there. That's where he has his RV. We're gonna build that into a packing facility one day, but until the blackberries are actually on that side of the driveway there, whenever that comes into production. But some of the things I talked to McNitt growers about, Bill McNitt, is that whenever we come through and plant our vegetables on the plastic mulch, we have the water wheel transplanter, so we could plant. I know when we did the vegetables out here, we did 1,200 plants in 2 hours, so it goes fast. But one thing I did learn, that the soil underneath the plastic needs to be pretty moist. So I turned on the irrigation here, the drip tape here. I capped it off last night, so they're getting irrigated right now underneath the plastic. And he said it doesn't have to be muddy, but just moist, just like the top here, because whenever you do plant the strawberries, there's a crown, and if you bury the crown too much in the water, then it dies out, and if you don't have a crown, you're not gonna have a crop next spring. So the irrigation's been on for about 8 hours now to let the whole entire bed soak up. And we're sitting on a clay soil type, so our clay soil type, it doesn't really drain as fast as the water. There's a correct terminology for this, but the water moves out then moving down more, because the particles, the clay particles are so much finer than sand particles. So we're sitting here like on a clay loam, so it's not really that clayey, but we do have a lot of clay soils. We're on a clay based soil here. So I'm gonna let the irrigation run. We actually, tomorrow, like I mentioned, we have 2 farmers markets Saturday. We're open here at our stand. My brother Val's, his stand is open on tomorrow as well, and then we got Saturdays tomorrow and Sunday. So we're super busy, so we're probably not going to be planting strawberries until Monday, whenever my dad, Adrian, and Isaac are home. So I'm gonna let the irrigation run for another couple of hours, and then after that we'll be good to go to plant. The strawberries plants are still in the warehouse in those boxes there, and Bill McNitt said that they can stay in the box for a couple of days until they actually need to be watered again. So we're gonna leave those in there. So far so good on the plastic. Is looking very good once the irrigation gets going. Another thing we have to keep in mind is that the fertilizer, and we talk about a lot about fertilizer, different sprays and stuff. So yep, just trying to learn every day and keep it going. So the last time I filmed, it was daylight. I better move under the light here, because last time I filmed here, I didn't you couldn't see me. So anyways, I went to a farmer's market out in Willard. It is about, I know that fan is really loud, and you learn every day, I know. So I went to the farmer's market. It rained for about an hour, and then I'm back home now. It is close to about 9 o'clock. 10:18 actually, it's 10:18. So now I gotta grade the tomatoes that I picked this afternoon so I can sell at the farmer's market. So the tomatoes are right there. I'm gonna go ahead and grade them, separate them number ones and seconds. Sell the number ones for $3 a pound, because that's what we get for our number one tomatoes year round or in season while we have them, is $3 a pound. And we charge $2 a pound for our seconds. So I'm gonna go ahead and start grading the tomatoes over there. And I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to properly grade farm fresh tomatoes. So our setup over here is we got these Missouri produce, because Missouri has the best produce in the United States. We have these half bushel boxes here, 25 pounds give or take. And then we put all of our number ones in these boxes because there's plenty of airflow through these, and we got a crazy deal. I'm gonna explain that story maybe a different time, how we got all these boxes. We got 250 boxes for $100, so you can't beat that deal. So what you guys do, or what I do here, is I put on these fancy gloves, and then I just get the tomatoes here, I scrub them off, because we have some aphid damage, and the aphids, I'm gonna show you guys what aphid damage looks like on the fruit. Right here it is. So those black spots there, and they wipe down real easy. So, but anyways, I can wipe them down. Look at the quality, that's a perfect number one tomatoes. And I'm gonna set in this one. And they're right here, this is stink bug damage, it's not too bad. It's a number one right there. And just, you know, quickly going back and forth. This is a number two. This is just from too much watering over there. There's little cracks, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this right here. So you put the seconds in there, the number one's in here. So just wipe it down just like that, perfect. Puts in here. This one's a second because it has a small spot right there, soft spot. And just like that, boom, goes pretty quick. Second right there, look at that, just a boom, not very good. And this one's debatable because it has that more stink bug damage over there. But nobody's not gonna plan on put that number one, you know, so that's a this is a canner because it's gonna leak. I'm gonna grab a bucket from over here real quick. It's dark out here. So the reason we don't put any cracked tomatoes inside the box there is because it leaks and it gets the box all dirty. So this is trash, throw it out, and just keep it going. So this is it for the tomatoes that I picked today. These are 40 pounds a piece, so 120 pounds. And these ones roughly, I mean, they give or take, depending on the size of the tomatoes. And we got, you know, give or take 25 pounds in these ones. So what is that? 120 plus 50 is roughly 170 pounds that I picked today. Give or take, I mean, these are just half bushel by volume, but we sell these number ones here for $3 a pound. Nice, perfect number one tomatoes. And these are seconds here. These are just, you can see here that stink bug damage is pretty extensive on some of these. And then on something like this one right here, it's not too shabby. It's a little green, but it feels very spongy because I haven't irrigated them. And but anyways, those are the quality of tomatoes that we sell. Probably this one right here, I'll probably grade it out tomorrow because that's just too bad there. But it's just grade it as you go. Not all of them are perfect, but my customers, there's a lot of my customers that want the number one tomatoes that don't look as perfect anyway. So yep, today's picking is not bad. There's still a lot of them out there, as you guys can see, but we just don't have the time to go pick them. Alrighty, y'all, that's gonna be pretty much it for today. We got the strawberries ready to plant. Now they are gonna go ahead ready to plant, and once we plant, I'm gonna explain all that with the water wheel transplanter. We're gonna put a high phosphorus fertilizer inside the water wheel transplanter because phosphorus makes the root system develop better. And talking to Bill McNitt, he said that 3 weeks, every 3 weeks after planting, you're supposed to put 7 pounds per acre of fertilizer down. But I'm gonna explain all that whenever we get to it. But anyways, that's gonna be pretty much it for today. If you guys haven't already, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, like this video. If you guys have any questions or comments throughout the whole thing, leave them down below. Don't forget to hit that notification bell icon so you guys can be notified whenever I do upload a video, so you guys can stay active. And I want to say thanks for watching up to this point. You guys have a good day, and we'll see you next time.